What if everything you thought you knew about Barbara Eden was only the surface of a much deeper, more human story, one shaped not just by fame and glamour, but by pressure, loss, and the quiet strength it takes to survive Hollywood's spotlight? And why does one iconic role from decades ago still follow her like a shadow that people rarely look beyond? Today, you're going to see Barbara Eden in a completely different light. Not just as the magical face of I Dream of Jeannie, but as a woman who had to navigate a world that often tried to define her before she could define herself. This isn't just a story about television history. It's about identity, resilience, and what happens when an image becomes bigger than the person behind it. When Barbara Eden rose to fame in the 1960s, television was changing, but slowly. Audiences fell in love with her charm, her comedic timing, and the unforgettable role that turned her into a household name almost overnight. I Dream of Jeannie wasn't just a show, it became a cultural phenomenon. Suddenly, she was everywhere. Magazine covers, talk shows, public appearances where people expected her to always be that same whimsical, smiling character. But what most viewers never saw was the discipline behind that image. Long shooting days, strict studio expectations, and the pressure of being labeled a fantasy figure in an era that rarely gave actresses room to evolve. Have you ever wondered what it feels like when the world refuses to let you grow beyond one version of yourself? Behind the scenes, Barbara was far more grounded than the roles she played. She worked tirelessly to be taken seriously as an actress, even when the industry tried to box her into one identity. And yet, she kept moving forward, balancing career demands with personal struggles that would have broken many people in silence. Her life was also marked by deep emotional challenges. Like many in Hollywood, she faced heartbreak that didn't make the headlines in the way her fame did. The loss of her son, Matthew Onsara, later in life brought a pain that no amount of success could shield her from. It's one thing to be admired by millions, but something entirely different to endure private grief while the world still remembers you as a symbol of happiness. And still, she endured. That's what makes her story so powerful. Not perfection, but persistence. Not fantasy, but reality. Over time, Barbara Eden became a rare kind of Hollywood figure, one who lived long enough in the public eye to see her own legacy shift from character to person, from image to truth. As years passed, she continued working, appearing at events, reflecting on her career with honesty rather than illusion. She often spoke about gratitude, but also about the importance of being seen beyond a single role. Because what happens when an entire generation remembers you for one moment in time, but forgets the decades of work, growth, and resilience that came before and after it? In the end, Barbara Eden's story isn't just about television history or Hollywood nostalgia. It's about the quiet courage of a woman who lived inside an icon while still trying to remain fully human. And maybe that's the lesson here for you too, that being remembered is one thing, but being understood is something far more rare and far more meaningful.